The following program may contain strong language. All of the comments and opinions expressed do not reflect the views of anyone but those making said comments. If you decide to continue listening to this program, it is assumed that you are not easily offended and have a broad sense of humor. Now that all that's out of the way, enjoy! Okay, there it is. Hi, everybody.
Good afternoon or morning or night, whenever you're listening.
Whenever you happen to be clicking on this link, it's the Mike and Billy Show, episode 19.
19.
Mike Wendt.
Billy Finnegan.
Special guest in studio.
What's up, motherfuckers?
There he is.
It's Andrew Moss.
Of course, of the STS Radio. Also available on Spreaker. Check it out. There's a big plug for you.
Thank you.
It's only taken 18 episodes to get a good plug in.
Well, because Andrew's always been good about plugging our show, and yet I don't even listen to our show.
No.
And it's like, oh, we should plug Andrew's thing. And we just forget every time because we're just talking about our own stupid things.
To our defense, we have
a defense on this?
We do have a defense.
Did you call Jackie Childs?
I have. And to our defense, we do label ourselves an ADD show. So
That's
getting
true.
distracted easily,
Sorry, Andrew.
we can't be faulted.
You know there's a kitten right behind you.
3 hours
Is that a
later.
bird?
3 hours later, they return from playing with a kitten. How you doing today?
I'm well.
Are you?
A little overtired.
Yeah.
You're extremely overtired.
Yeah, I am completely artificially awake.
But we have good reason for it.
Sure.
We have a special caller calling in
Special guest
very
today?
soon, within the next 10 minutes or so.
Hopefully.
So we're going to hopefully keep your attention for 10 minutes.
We have a very special guest.
Before we get extreme
Yes.
on...
The Mike and Billy Show, about to be taken to the extreme.
Fingers crossed, guys.
I know.
Billy, have you thought about going to therapy at all?
This is therapy.
This is it.
Wow.
I don't have to pay for this.
Get your money back.
We come here, we air our grievances. People tend to listen.
For some
Shockingly.
reason, thank you out there, by the way, 1,000 listeners.
We do love you. It might not seem like it, but it's kind of like an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Where we say we love you and then give you one.
Yeah, well, we got to keep them in line.
Right, exactly.
It's almost like being a Mets fan.
There you go.
Or a Jersey fan.
Oh, so you're going to start with that?
See,
See, I didn't even attack Boston this time. You already got to jump
Well, you
down
did.
my
You
throat.
you said we had a shitty city.
Not
Well,
just this.
usually we're doing this. I mean, right now we're doing this in the morning. But usually when we do this at night, Mike comes in his Bruins bathrobe
my
and
sweats
the
and
underwear.
Yeah, I actually dressed today because I was expecting to be seen by people.
Well, yeah, and
And we were saw by
we
people.
were saw by people. Saw seen.
Saw, seen,
Saw five.
seesaw. No, I got it. I got a peripheral
All
on the
right.
phone.
I just want to, because we get distracted very easily.
We do. Sorry.
Mike, we got a show going on.
There's a red light on the bottom of the mouse.
Oh, God. Sniper!
So you asked how I did, but Andrew, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
I can't complain.
Really?
No.
You can usually complain.
See, but we'll listen.
Yeah, I can, but nobody listens.
Well, this is your opportunity.
No, because I can see he's really exhausted. He's going to zonk out. You just, no, you're probably going to...
Falling on.
You're probably just going to twiddle your mustache
Yeah.
going, yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
I'm working on a pot and a half of coffee.
Really? So you're down.
Yeah.
You're downsizing a lot.
Yeah. Yesterday,
Dude.
I literally slept yesterday away. 14 and a half hours.
It breaks my record.
I got home at 10, and I was dog shit. Absolute.
You literally turned into dog shit.
Yes, literally. And I do know the definition of that word because literally I turned into dog shit, figuratively speaking.
Wait, you're messing things up.
No, nobody
here.
tried burying you in the yard, sir.
Well, I'm sure he tried to dig his own hole.
But
Giggity.
Monday night I was doing the overnight and literally I felt like a heroin addict. I just had the nods all fucking night. Like everything was off internally, but I had enough physical wherewithal to keep pushing buttons.
So you had the shakes more than you usually do.
It was just this all night.
A little bit of Walking Dead.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. We should have put him down.
Unfortunately, I couldn't just throw on Mountain Jam for half an hour and take a nap. I wish I was up here doing that. Ugh. But yeah, I was absolute dog shit. I got home at 10 and slept till my alarm went off at 11:35 at night. Straight through. It wasn't even
that's
I wasn't
good-
forcing myself. It was straight through.
But so you a little relaxation.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, everybody needs a day like that or two, you know?
And then, that's what I hear. My body was telling me I needed to sleep. That's what I hear.
Because my body tells me a lot of things. Usually I can't discuss those on the radio.
Yeah.
My body tells me to go run a fucking mile. You don't see me doing it, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, trust me, it's telling me that one too. I was thinking about, I'm like, oh, man, I'm getting fucking winded walking upstairs. I think I need to start thinking about working out.
Well, you've already done it. You've thought about it.
No,
You're
I've
done.
thought about thinking about it.
Right, so you haven't actually put the actual thought into the action.
Because the thought process is like the planning process. There's multiple steps.
Well, and again, you have to battle the ADD.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's the minute that you start thinking about it.
That's putting a thought in the back of your head.
Wait, what was I just talking about?
Bringing it to the front.
I saw a butterfly.
Motivation is not existent when it comes to working out.
It's not an option.
No, and it's also it's also partially. I mean, I'm very much a creature of habit. So if I start working out, and I did it for a while. Like for a while, I was taking a walk when I got home. Get home at 6, go for a walk for an hour, come back, and I was doing it every day. It's that first day that I'm too tired to go for a walk, and I sleep, and I'm like, oh my god, that felt so good. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. And then the next day, and I just want a Twinkie and go to sleep.
Well, you can get Twinkies again because they're coming back.
I heard that.
Yeah.
So I heard that. Very excited.
So there goes your workout regimen.
Yeah.
Forget about it. It's not happening.
Here's what you do, man. If you need motivation, here's what you do. You take a picture of me, and you put it up on your fridge, and you put it near your bed. That way, when you go to sleep or you're trying to get a snack out of the fridge, you look at me and you're just like, nope, screw this, I'm going to exercise.
I'm done.
I think Denise would leave me. Because there's
why do you have a picture of Andrew
it's
next to your
hard
bed?
enough waking up next to me. Now she has to wake up to both of us. That's a three-way I just don't want to be a part of. So I like you, buddy, but
fair enough, man. I understand.
No, that's crossing the streams a bit too far. I'm just watching the phone.
Denise is very open-minded too, and but I don't know about that open-minded.
Everybody has their limits.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has their limits.
Well,
Are you saying it's a weight limit here?
Oh, that was not nice.
I know, but I thought the joke was there. I had to make it. I love
I'm
Andrew.
sensitive
but...
about my weight.
Seriously, man. Like, when did relationships become like elevators and have a weight limit?
Man, we are much better at night, aren't we?
Well, because we've had a full day on.
We've had a day of experiences. You see, nothing else happens except on the days we record. It's like, I need to live today. I got to talk to Billy about something.
Who's gonna piss me off today?
I
gotta go to Walmart.
Yes, I do. I fucking every day, and I was telling Andrew this before we started recording. Every day I go out, I find another reason to not leave the house.
Well, yeah.
Well, I was joking with Mike. I was like, dude, it's like you're part Mogwai or something.
Yeah.
He just goes outside like,
feed him.
bright.
And then he starts poking holes in the fucking gremlins with "Don't feed him after midnight" bit, because it's always that. Don't poke holes in a classic, man. Don't.
I'm not.
You're poking holes in a classic.
Yeah, that's true.
You're poking holes in it.
Although it is still a good movie.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
The lead character was named Billy. That's why I loved it. I was like, finally, my name is out there.
Yeah, there was a lot of Mikes. It was a very common name when I was
I was like,
when I was a kid.
You had Mikey in the Goonies.
I did.
So I mean that's
a big step for me.
That's classic. I mean, by that time you were what?
I tried to connect with it.
14?
I was 40.
You were like 27.
I was filling out my my AARP card as I was watching the Goonies. Saying I don't relate to this shit at all.
What is this? What is this Cyndi Lauper bullshit?
I related to the old lady in it. You remember that Throw from the Train, bro? Yeah.
Are you kidding me? She was my boogeyman when I was growing up.
Oh, she was terrifying.
Because I saw Throw Mama from the Train first. Mm-hmm. That was the first movie I ever saw of her, and she literally scared the childhood out of me. I grew into an adult after seeing her because I was like, I nothing else is scarier until Ernest Scared Stupid. For some strange reason, those trolls really got to me when I was a kid. That's why I think I was drinking milk a lot more to keep them away.
Oh, hotline.
Extreme Championship.
Paul Heyman, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Hi, Paul.
Hi.
Paul, I just want to let you know that we here at the Wendt and Billy Show are Paul Heyman guys.
Well, there's no accounting for taste, obviously.
That's what our listeners tell us anyway.
So how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good. Very excited to have you on. Obviously on the WrestleMania media tour.
We get the big plug out right up in front. Paul Heyman with us. He's promoting obviously WrestleMania 29. It's going to be live on pay-per-view Sunday, April 7th, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Well.
You like that? I can read too.
I'm
How'd I
very
do,
impressed.
Paul?
I'm sorry, say it again?
How'd I do? My reading skills.
We're okay. I mean, nothing special, but, listen, it's morning.
That's
Yeah,
true.
absolutely. Paul, I mean, trying to wake us up right now is, you were the motivation, but otherwise we'd be sleeping in.
I don't blame you.
Go ahead.
So Paul, we were, just trying to do some backstory on you, and because you got a really interesting career when you're coming up. I mean, just judging off your Wikipedia page. And by the way, do you have any control over the picture for your Wikipedia page?
No, it sucks. I'll tell you a story. You know what? I'll tell you. You talk about an interesting story. That picture was taken in an airport.
Oh, it looks like someone got you at 3 a.m, as Punk would say.
4:45 in the morning on a Tuesday after a Raw. I don't sleep on Monday nights because I just can't. I'm too ramped up. So,
of course.
Had a 6 a.m. flight, returned to rent a car by 4:30, drudging through the airport at 4:45, because you have to check in by 5.
Yeah.
And, could you sign this? Oh, sure. Oh, and then they're snapping pictures of you, and it's like, oh, my God. Well, at least it's only, just for this person. Then it ends up as my main picture on Wikipedia.
It's like they take you at the worst
unflattering picture imaginable.
Absolutely. I mean, you look like you're in a rush. You got to get out of there. You got places to go. Obviously, you're a busy man.
Yeah, could they follow me into the bathroom and got me into the urinal?
Yeah, they could have gotten you zipped down or something. A little more candid.
Probably would have been a better picture. It's awful.
It was from your better side, right?
Only if you want to be impressed.
So, I was running down just looking at what it was giving me. I mean, age 11, you did the Tatum O'Neal thing from Bad News Bears. You're selling celebrity memorabilia out of your house. But then the most interesting I thought was age 19, promoter and producer for Studio 54.
Yes, yeah, I BS'd my way into there too.
Personally, I applaud you and look up to you for your BSing skills, because it seems like you got the BA in BS.
Well, thank you. I like that. The BA and B. I'm going to steal that and take credit for it.
Oh, hey, Paul, absolutely. I mean, if you're stealing from me, that's great.
Hey, listen, we all have our own hustles. Studio 54 is an interesting situation. I came in there just to take pictures of a bunch of the wrestlers there, and saw the opportunity that because their head photographer got fired the night that I was there, and I said, "Oh, I could do that job." "Oh, really? Can you?" "Yeah, I can." So I ended up doing it, and then they needed they fired their in-house publicist, and I said, "Hey, I could do that job too." "Oh, can you?" And "Oh, yeah, of course I can." And so I ended up with that job too, and then they were looking for a new producer / promoter for Friday night events, and I told them I could do that job. "Oh, can you?" And "Oh, yeah, of course I can." And I ended up doing that job. So listen, without initiative, you never get anywhere in life. And I had, 19 years old. All I had was ambition and balls, bravado, and BS. And having a BA in BS, which is a line that I wrote myself for myself, I went for it.
I mean, and that says something, and that's what I think a lot of people lack out there. Getting into the cultural offshoot there, my commentary. But it obviously helped you out when coming into ECW with everything. You really go out of your way for both the product and the promotion aspect of everything, and I think you should be applauded for that. It's one of those things that I think if there's anything that you share with Vince McMahon, it would be something like that. You guys are both, you put the product first, and you want to put out the best product you can.
Well, thank you. I'm very I'm unable to do anything half-assed. It's just I can't. If I'm not passionate about it, I can't get into it, and I guarantee you I'll fail at it. So if I'm driven by it, if I'm passionate about it, I can make a good go for it, and I'll look for ways to make it work, and I will give everything I have to it because am passionate about it, and I want to be involved in something that is memorable and has longevity to it and has and is of extraordinary quality. I don't want to be part of something that's just mediocre. I can't meander in mediocrity. I just can't do it. It's just not me. So I strive to be part of things that are different and extraordinary and memorable.
And is that what brought you back this time to WWE? Because obviously they didn't just bring you back to manage anybody. You obviously have history of Brock and Punk, so it's kind of like a passion project for you this time around?
You brought right into my segue, didn't you, sir? Boy, a greater straight man has never existed. Yeah, I'm a very fortunate man. I get to work with my two best friends, and we get two of the three main events at WrestleMania. Here's my job on Mondays. It's real simple for me. I show up and I get to sing the praises of CM Punk, the best. And he is the best. He is the most passionate, most driven performer in WWE of this generation, and he is going to lead this generation into changing the style and being a different style of superstar than you've ever seen before. And I truly believe in him. One of the reasons why I left in 2006 was because I believed in him and no one else did, and the frustration level got to be too great. I also get to go on TV and talk about the Beast because I have the best.
And he is no short of a beast.
Yeah,
he terrified me last Monday when I was watching. When he started smashing the sign with that chair, I was like, oh my God. And I was sitting at home. I'm like, wait a minute.
I had to curl up in the covers and get out of there.
You're a grown man on the couch watching television. You're terrified of a guy.
Brock, but see, that's Brock Lesnar. If you watch him on television, you have to be afraid he's going to come through that screen into your own living room. He is the most frighteningly physically gifted athlete in the history of WWE or UFC, in all of sports entertainment. There's no one like him. Listen, we can all embellish and hype up credentials. Hence why I have a BA in BS.
That is copyright Paul. That is copyright Paul Heyman at Heyman Hustle.
I thought of it one night at 3 a.m. while they were taking my picture for Wikipedia. But think about it. He's the only man to ever hold the NCAA Division I Heavyweight Championship, the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world, and the undisputed WWE Heavyweight Championship. These are legitimate credentials of the man. He's 6'3". He's legitimately 300 pounds until he cuts weight for a match. And he can run the 100-yard dash and the quarter-mile in Olympic qualifying times. So if you piss him off, you can't even run away from the guy.
Oh, absolutely.
I get to sing his praises on Monday night. I get to show up on Monday and talk about my two best friends in the world, both of whom I believe in with all my heart. So, I'm a pretty fortunate guy.
And of course, there's the off chance you're going to get stabbed with a pen during a contract signing, which always tends to happen in my contract signings.
Yeah. That was a tense negotiation, I would say.
A little bit.
I don't see Donald Trump making those boardroom decisions anytime soon.
But then again, Donald Trump, look how many years he had to look at Ivana. So the guy is due a break,
He's been
I would rather get stabbed in the chest with a pen than have to procreate with a.
Oh well, of course. I think we can all take that route.
A pen to the chest as opposed to Ivana. Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Now, I brought up the Wikipedia thing because it was a topic that was recently on Reddit, on the Squared Circle subreddit there.
Well, you guys are into all these social platforms.
Well, you gotta get out there because you can't just be on the quote unquote dirt sheets at all time. You don't know what they're feeding you, unless you get it from the horse's mouth or right from the extreme Paul Heyman here.
Sure.
But also on Reddit, it just popped up. Within the last couple of weeks I had seen before we set up this interview, there was a video that I had never seen from a 95 Q&A with when you were doing ECW at the time, where you were predicting, and I thought it was interesting, you predicted the outcome, really, of the Monday Night Wars. What was the insight that you were really seeing there? You went off on quite a long diatribe on it, but you more or less, without going into the NWO, you pretty much saw that with WCW going up against, at the time, WWF, they were going to fall flat.
Well, yeah. And also the point is, I knew they'd come out of the gate with a huge expense account, and they would hit on some level, and at the end of the day, Vince McMahon would roll up his sleeves and outwork them into the ground. And plus, I also knew WCW was going to self-implode because I knew the people behind the scenes. it's a very strange phenomenon, and I don't know. I don't know how much you've noticed this, but the thing that most people can't handle more than failure is success.
Oh yeah.
And WCW was a victim of its own success because they got carried away with everything that success brings to them. Vince McMahon doesn't get carried away with success. Vince McMahon works harder than anybody else in that company. And I knew Eric Bischoff and Ted Turner, for that matter, going up against Vince McMahon was fait accompli, that they would have a brief blaze period of success, but at the end of the day, they couldn't handle the success, and they couldn't outwork Vince McMahon.
Well, I mean,
So-
obviously, and not to cut you off, but Vince
But
was
you did
born.
cut me off. But you did.
Sorry.
But you did.
I'm stepping
And
out
you
of this
hurt my
one.
feelings.
I'm sorry, well, but I thought I wrote a line. I mean, you wrote a line
That's
earlier.
Billy cutting off Paul Heyman on the Mike and Billy show.
I'm backing away, Paul. It's back to you.
Get the pen, Mike.
No, go ahead. I'll get over it.
I mean,
It's okay.
Oh wow, I just cut
I've
up.
been cut off before. Go ahead.
By better.
By better, certainly by better. But Vince was born and bred into the sideshow, if you want, the wrestling business. I mean, and then you have a guy like Bischoff and a guy like billionaire Ted getting in there, kind of just, I don't know, just wanting to throw their name in the hat out of boredom.
I don't know what their motivation was. All I can tell you is I knew the players behind the scenes, and I had worked with Vince McMahon, and I had worked with Eric Bischoff, and I knew Vince McMahon's father as well. So I mean, I knew the dynamics of the dogs in the fight, and it was pretty easy to predict which dog was going to be standing tall, or at least on its hind legs, and lifting up one leg to pee on the other one. At the end of that fight, I knew it was going to be a tough fight, but I also knew, okay, here's what it's going to be. Plus, I'm a descendant of Nostradamus. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh,
Is that on my Wikipedia page?
I'll add it tonight. Don't worry. I'll change the picture too.
Please do. Please change the picture and add that I am a direct descendant of Nostradamus because I have a BA in BS,
Yes.
which is a line I wrote at 3 o'clock in the morning for myself and copyrighted and trademarked.
While that picture's being taken.
While my pictures are being taken.
At the urinal.
For Wikipedia. At the urinal at 4:45 in the morning in a freaking airport by somebody who probably couldn't sell that picture on eBay to begin with.
I didn't want to cut him off. I thought he was going to keep going, so I didn't want to.
We got to let that breathe for a minute.
I'm over it now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm over it now. So you like any great moil or circumciser, now that you've done the cutoff, what's the byproduct?
It looks like I'm that byproduct.
You are that byproduct, Billy. Now, I want to ask you about because you've seen so many wrestlers come up, and before they became big names, if you will. Who are you looking at now as the future of the wrestling business?
CM Punk and Brock Lesnar, and I say that without embellishing. I mean, right now, take a look. We have 2 of the 3 main events at WrestleMania, and with damn good reason. CM Punk is truly the best. He is the best talker. He's the best wrestler. He is the most entertaining. He can entertain you on a small level. He can entertain an arena full of people. He can entertain 70,000 people live and 1 million people watching at home on WrestleMania. He is the future of this industry. Brock Lesnar is an athlete with no peers and no fears, and his accomplishments stand on their own, and he's not done accomplishing things yet. He's still hungry. He's still looking to do new things. So, and again, Brock Lesnar's only 35 years old. You're not talking about somebody who's, at the tail end of his career. Brock Lesnar is also healthy for the first time in his life.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah, all the time that you have seen Brock Lesnar, he was battling diverticulitis for years and didn't know it for a long, long time. So this is the healthiest the man has ever been in his life. So truly what we're seeing is Brock Lesnar enter his physical peak. So imagine what he's capable of doing.
That's a terrifying thought.
It is.
Yeah.
Those,
I mean, it'd be like if Tiger Woods came out today and they said, "Ladies and gentlemen, you've only seen this man play at 50% because we did not realize he's been battling this disease for so long." Or the same with Mike. Imagine if Michael Jordan could come back today with all that he's accomplished, and they say, "Ladies and gentlemen, we just realized he's only been playing on one leg."
Right.
Well, that's what it's been like with Brock Lesnar. So much of his body was so much of his energy, so much of his strength was being used to fight off that disease, and now that he doesn't have to fight it off, you get to see him at his full physical peak.
Which, of course, as Mike said, is frightening to imagine. I mean, but it's great because I think he's an excellent performer in there, and he's believable. That's the best part about Brock, is that he's believable. It's what you see is what you get, as you've pointed out.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I could just tell you, just the way that he's looking at the future and the way CM Punk's looking at the future, I'm banking on the right two guys.
Well, it certainly looks that way. Yeah,
absolutely. And Paul, by the way, I mean, you talk up such a great game. If you're ever looking for another client, I'd love to throw my name out there. I need a manager for something. I don't know what, but if you could just say some kind words for me every now and then.
To whom? And who would believe me?
Well, I think people would believe you. It's just a matter of...
Because, you know why they'd believe me?
Why's that?
Because I have a BA.
There you go.
Yes.
BS. Which is a line I wrote for myself.
Of course it is. At 3 o'clock in the morning in a bathroom at an airport while your picture was being taken for an eBay sale.
You've heard that story?
I've heard it once or twice. I believe I read it also on Wikipedia.
And I think it was on Reddit just yesterday.
And that's a fine place for it to be done.
Well, Paul, thank you once again for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. And let's see the big promo. WrestleMania 29 live on pay-per-view Sunday, April 7th from MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Of course, Paul is involved in 2 out of the 3 big main events at the show. CM Punk taking on The Undertaker. Will he beat the streak, Paul?
Absolutely.
He's the 1 in 21.
And Brock Lesnar taking on Triple H in a no-holds-barred battle for Triple H's career.
It's going to be great.
And I think it's only fitting that Triple H ends his career against a man like Brock Lesnar. There's no shame in losing to Brock Lesnar, and I hope that you will all join me in thanking Triple H for his many in-ring contributions to the WWE Universe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I want to welcome him, by the way. I want to be the first one. I want to nominate Triple H to the 2014 Hall of Fame.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
I think we can agree with that. There's no BS there.
First ballot Hall of Famer. What a great career he's had.
No shame in that at all.
I
Paul.
applaud him, and I wish him well in his future endeavors.
Very good. Very, very good. And absolutely, I got to throw it out there. Next time you're in Boston, come on into the show. You got an open mic with us, Paul.
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Paul Heyman on the Mike and Billy Show.
Thank you, Paul.
Billy, how could you cut off Paul Heyman?
Yeah, really?
I can't believe I did that.
I should get a pen and stab you.
But it made for good entertaining radio.
It really did. So there it is. Paul Heyman on the Mike and Billy Show, WrestleMania 29, like we just said. This past week, I call it preparing for the interview. I've been watching I went to the attic and just played fucking VHS roulette with all the old tapes I still have. And yes, I still have a VCR that works. Really? And I was watching.
That's old school.
Yeah, baby, that's old school. And I was watching a whole shitload of old ECW tapes as preparation, because obviously that gives you a lot of insight into question asking. And Denise was just like, why are you watching so, it's one thing to watch a lot of wrestling, but she's like, why are you watching nothing but wrestling? And what is this? Because it's ECW, so it's not like the big...
It's the old Univision...
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. on Sunday nights on the Spanish channel. That was the first time I ever saw ECW.
Same here, yeah.
I remember...
the first time I ever saw it, then they ran a promo that right after, the following weekend, they were going to do house shows in New Hampshire.
Okay.
And so... since they were going to do that, they were going to do appearances, and the Sandman was appearing at a Strawberries, I think. It was like a Strawberries or one of those small chains in Dedham. Mm-hmm. And so I said,
did you know who the Sandman was?
No.
Okay.
At the time, because, it was new, and I don't think I had seen the Sandman on there yet. My favorites were, at the time, were Sabu and Taz and right. Van Dam. And so I saw that he was coming to this random, it's behind a fucking a mini mall. So you go. I went there. It's like, Dad, can you take me there? And so you go and you meet the Sandman. There's a giant line, and ECW TV was out there filming, and they're filming the crowd reactions. And I get in there, and it's this little. It certainly wasn't a glossy 8x10. It was done off of like a color copier or a black and white copy. And I remember the only thing I said. He goes, who's this for? And I said my name, and so he's signing it. And there's beers all around the thing. And the only thing I could think of asking him was, because this is the first wrestler I ever met. Only thing I got to ask him was, so you're going to be at the event? And he's like, yeah, I'll be there, man.
Thumbs up, Billy.
And then that was it. And I was like, thanks.
Sandman throws a beer.
I deserved it.
Like, you little shit.
I can't shit on you too much, though. I'm the worst when it comes to small talk with celebrities. Like, when they come through here and stuff, like we had Kurt Angle in here earlier.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're like, hi, I'm Mike. You're never going to remember me.
Yeah, and like, what do you talk to him about? Like Paul Heyman, we just had the discussion with. It's like, well, first off, he wasn't in here, but we also didn't want to just ramble on. We wanted to let him have the floor.
I mean, it was an interview.
He's really the guy that you want to hear. You don't want to hear us.
Yeah,
you want to hear him.
It's not like we ran into him in the street and wanted to have a half-hour conversation with the guy.
Right.
Which I always find kind of weird when it's like, especially if there's no relatability. Like, I remember the only one I really had relatability with was Michael Chiklis, because the Bruins had just won the Stanley Cup and he's from Boston, and we had just had the cup in studio like 2 days before, and he came in, and that was kind of like a little bonding moment. But other than that, it's like that was like a 30-second conversation, and I went back to being oblivious.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Andrew, you got to deal with a lot of guys too. I mean, what's your take on it?
What's your go-to line to shine them on?
Because you deal with them, honestly, you deal with them a lot more than we do.
Just go, hey, how you doing? That starts everything. Believe me, you'd be amazed at how many conversations you can start with that.
You want some gum?
What are you saying? I got bad breath? No, and he's right. I mean, speaking of just wrestlers, like with Punk, he was also here early in the morning when I got to talk to him.
Right.
But I didn't really, I wasn't going to just go out there and be fanboy and just talk about random shit. But then Daniel Bryan comes in.
And you were a fanboy that wanted to talk about random shit.
It wasn't even the fanboy thing. It's like we just had actually common interests, and he was asking me a lot of questions. Like,
that helps.
Hey, what kind of music you into? Do you listen to this? And like, so we're talking bands, we're talking wrestling, we're talking stuff to do around Boston.
Sure.
He was actually, and he's just literally like you and I talking.
Right.
It was he and I doing that. Other people, I mean, I think for me, it just depends on who it is. Because if it's someone that I don't really care, like, Rob Gronkowski came in, I don't really care to talk to Rob Gronkowski about something. Or like, Lucic came in. And like, I like Luch as a player.
Right.
I got nothing to talk to him about, but just to go up and say hi to him, I wasn't going to go out of my way to be like, Luch, so what's your opinion on what Shirelli should fucking play? Yeah. Well, seriously, I hate Boychuk. Can you do something about this?
That's one of my favorite scenes from Slapshot is when they're in the bar just trying to relax, and the drunk comes up and goes, you guys got to work on the power play, and they're just like, yeah, we'll get right on that. Because you don't want to be that fucking guy.
But you know what? The worst thing is that those guys still exist.
I've been to a few different parties that the Bruins have hosted, and those guys are all there.
Yeah.
And me, same thing with like when Kurt was in here. It's just you want to go up, hi, how you doing, shake their hand, take the twit pick, and get the fuck out of there.
Be a human being.
These guys don't want to be like, let me tell you. It's like, okay, here comes high school coach that wants to fucking tell you how to play hockey.
Armchair quarterback.
Right. It's like, it would be like this morning, like, Kurt, I think you're doing the ankle lock wrong. Come over here. I'll show you what you're talking about.
Hey, hold on a minute. Let me just show you this. Hey, by the way, you're wearing your mouth guard wrong. Right. It's like, what? You're wearing your spandex wrong. Fuck off.
Kurt, the straps are supposed to stay up, okay?
I don't know what you're doing. You're getting too pumped up.
Speaking of which, Biggie Langston.
Okay.
The man doesn't want to wear his straps. Why does he continue?
This will be a good way to get back into WrestleMania. Because we were supposed to be doing that. But yes, Biggie Langston.
First of all, he started his first
E-cups.
First appearance. He had like the shorts singlet, where it was kind of like boxer briefs on the bottom.
Yeah.
And like 1 week later, they turned into damn near a thong, which is just disturbing in itself. Mm-hmm. But then he starts, every time he gets in the ring, he rips his straps off right away. And, big tits aside, why do you have a outfit or a fucking whatever you want to call it, a singlet with straps if you're never going to use them. Now, I know Jerry Lawler used to hulk up with them.
But
that was like his power.
That was his thing, yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm going to
You
take
knew
this
the match
off
was over.
and hulk up. Yeah, that's my finisher is taking my clothes off, apparently. Andrew, comment?
I got nothing.
Andrew, comment?
No.
By the way,
Absolutely, but, you know, with that guy, I mean, what was his name in WWE? Well, Monty Brown, when he came over. Like, why don't you just do it like a Monty Brown thing? Why don't you just have the shorts on if you're going to do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just... You're right in what you're saying. Like, why... If you're going to have them, why use them if you're just going to take them off?
And
Just stupid.
between his outfit and AJ's shorts, they're driving themselves right into a TV 14 rating. I'm sorry. Of course, hers, I love watching.
Yes, of
Well,
course.
duh.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, dude, the ass on her. I hate to say goodbye to her, but I love to watch her leave.
Thank you, Jerry Lawler.
Holy shit, man.
Moving on to WrestleMania. I mean, you know, they're in the home stretch now.
They still got a couple matches they got to announce.
They got a couple weeks to go, and I heard they just announced yesterday Miz and Barrett for the IC title, which is whatever.
Well, that's because they finally found something for Jericho to do.
Yeah, but I mean, you could have. It's great, and I guess
I think him and Fandango are going to be a good match.
I think it's going to be very good, and Jericho sounds motivated, and he is motivated. I mean, because otherwise he wouldn't come back.
I was extremely cold on the Fandango gimmick until he got in the ring, and I'm like, the dude
yeah.
can fucking move.
Yeah, and because I didn't catch him on NXT.
Yeah.
It was season 2 NXT.
And that's what everybody's been saying. If you don't think he can wrestle, go Google. What was it, Johnny Curtis?
Johnny Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just don't have the time to go searching out every fucking wrestler they want to debut.
Yeah.
But the second he started pulling off moves, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a decent match.
And he's very fluid in the ring.
Yeah.
And I mean, so I think, and combined with the fact that you're in there with the
Jericho.
utmost pro when it comes to
Like we talked about with Paul
work.
Heyman, first ballot Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
Chris Jericho.
Absolutely.
When he decides to finally hang him up.
Easily.
And I like the fact, and I know the three of us have talked about it online about he's doing right for the company now. This isn't like he's not running for the title. He's not pulling a I need to win. He's putting people over.
He's
plain
not.
and simple.
He's not doing the Hulk Hogan method of pro wrestling.
Right. He's getting the younger guys over. Plain and simple is what he's doing. He's did it with the Miz for a little while. Now he's gonna do it with Fandango.
But again, he should have. You know, and I didn't ask Paul this, but continuity wise, what it could have been, and it's great that it's Fandango, that it's someone new. They're trying to, bring someone up into the limelight, but you have a guy like Dolph Ziggler who could have used more of a rub. Yes, he's carrying around a briefcase that he hasn't used, and they've since made it that it's Money in the Bank now. He has until to defend it. It was supposed to be WrestleMania.
Because it's always been he had until WrestleMania to cash in, but they can I want to say 3 weeks ago they conveniently started saying he's got till July.
Because I said this to you off air, but I think that they conveniently forgot that he was there. He's just carrying around a prop. That's all it was. But continuity-wise, to have had, Ziggler and Jericho hook up, considering that Ziggler was the guy that got Jericho fired, on his last run.
Right.
Why not bridge that? But again, continuity in the world of wrestling is.
Yeah, I mean, it was great continuity in the when Jericho came back in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
It was a beautiful example. Like Jericho comes back out. Man.
Took Billy Gunn's spot. Yes.
Took Billy Gunn's spot.
Oh, Billy Gunn can suck it.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't that their gimmick?
That's their gimmick.
That's their gimmick.
Dude, you were like a disappointed kid on Christmas when Billy Gunn didn't come out.
A lot of that was alcohol. I'm guessing a lot of it was alcohol poisoning, but
yeah, pretty much, probably.
Wow.
Hey, dude, you didn't even notice Braden's dog was there for like 2 hours.
I'm lucky I didn't fucking sit on it. I didn't pull a Christopher from The Sopranos, wake up 2 hours later, there's a dead dog under my ass.
That would have been more.
That would have put a real damper on the evening, more than The Rock winning.
To go.
I'm sure we would have heard something.
To go in a wrestling sense, it would have been like Earthquake squishing Jake Roberts' snake.
Yeah. Good one.
Thank you.
Good one.
Old school. So you've got the Jericho Fandango thing, which would be cool.
It'll be a good match.
I mean, again to go back to Biggie Langston, they kind of threw that together, and there is continuity there.
Now,
with the AJ, Daniel Bryan, and Kane.
And I don't know if you watched this week Raw.
Yeah.
Love the promo in the back with Caitlyn and then Team Hell No.
Caitlyn is the poor person's Trish Stratus.
She really is.
And they're really trying
agree.
they're really trying to build her like that, and it's like, sweetheart, it just ain't happening.
I completely agree. But at least she doesn't look like she's going to break in the ring.
No,
I can't stand the runway models that get into the ring.
Model,
Like the Kellys. You know, you can go to wrestling school and practice and do all that stuff, and you can do your cartwheel ass bump into the corner. But you look so fragile.
Right. She looks like she can hold her own, and she can get in there and carry a somewhat decent match. I mean, she took a pretty decent bump into the wall when she went for the spear. So... and I don't mind it.
By the way, I've grown to really, and it's no surprise, but really despise the commentary.
Oh, it's awful.
And when she went, and I'm watching, I'm like, holy shit, she just went head first into the thing. And Michael Cole goes, oh, she rammed her shoulder into it. And you hear him correct himself, but under his breath, you go, oh, that was a phrase. Now, only in the surround sound you could pick it up, but it was like, dude, eat your mistake.
Yeah.
You made a mistake. Correct yourself later.
I mean, hell, you badmouth the program while on the air. Why don't you just badmouth yourself a little bit?
It was really funny, though. She ran her shoulder into... Oh, that's a face.
Moving on.
Moving on.
But, I mean, sure, it's a thrown-together match, but the tag match, it'll be entertaining.
It'll work.
What else do you have on the card besides your three main events? I'm sure they're going to do a Divas thing. I know it was rumored. It was apparently rumored that they were bringing back all the old divas to do a current divas versus former divas battle royale or something like that. But a bunch of the elder divas just passed and said, like Maurice and Kelly, because they wanted licensing rights to use their names again. And they apparently, now this again is from dirt sheets.
Yeah,
but. Apparently, the E nixed that idea, and so they just said, we're not interested.
That could get, but even that could get kind of diva heavy, because you're kind of expecting, you're kind of expecting Caitlyn to, it's a title. They have to defend it at WrestleMania.
Well, is the U.S. title being defended? No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not.
Now, I'm also expecting, they've just been building it too fucking hard, is fucking the Bellas and Rhodes Scholars versus, I'm guessing 8-person tag. Because every single time they're on TV, the Bellas and the chicks are fighting.
Yeah.
Funkadactyls. I have to say that. The cheerleaders,
what is with the cheerleaders thing?
I don't know. I kind of like it, though.
I know you like it, but I'm just saying.
It's sexy.
I'm fine with their
but
gimmick.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a thing, and then we're going to get another 20-minute Brodus Clay dance-a-thon.
No, you know what? As long as they keep it, I would take an 8-person tag match over the dancing thing they did last year.
Absolutely.
I can't stand I would rather they go back to what they used to do in, fucking the old school days where they just popped up the 15-minute intermission and watched the clock count down, because it's what it is. It's a scheduled bathroom break. Yeah. They did Brodus Clay and the Living Color skit. They did, and then right after it was Machine Gun Kelly and Florida, and no, Florida, and
there's a space in between.
Sure, there is.
But yeah, I mean.
But I'd rather they book a 10-minute match.
Yes, I would take that absolutely.
No,
still running down the card.
Yeah.
Still running down the card.
Down the card.
We got your big ass 6-man tag match, which I'll be looking forward to, because again, and yes, you've referred to me as a popping many an indie boner.
Yes, I remember. When did they debut? Was it the Elimination Chamber?
No, it was Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. I remember. I was online with Billy during the show. We were going back and forth with random. Oh, that was good. That wasn't good. Blah blah blah. All of a sudden,
totally armchair quarterbacking the thing.
Oh, absolutely. We definitely know how to write the show. So hire us, please.
Like everyone,
please. Paul, when you listen back to this, put our names in for writers, because we can't take a chair shot, but damn it, we can write. But I remember the second these 3 guys show up, I had no fucking clue who they were, and all of a sudden my Facebook chat explodes with a bunch of capital letters and exclamation points, and I was hammered as shit, and I'm scrolling, I'm like, oh, I can't read. I'm like, you have an indie boner. And he's like, yeah, I do. That's Ambrose and Reigns and Rollins.
Because,
and
you know,
I'm like, and you start rolling down shit, and I'm just like, I'm going to have to Google a lot tomorrow.
Where the hell is Colt Cabana?
Yes.
I mean,
so far we get 9 matches booked.
see, I can't see them going any more than that.
And they haven't even touched on any of the divas yet, officially.
Well, I think it's going to end up being AJ
versus Caitlyn.
Caitlyn
Which,
thing.
I mean, for a divas match, I think will be a good match.
Or what you would do is you would throw AJ and Caitlyn into the mix and make it a 6-person tag, intergender tag on the.
They couldn't do it though because I have a strong feeling they're going to take the belts off of them. I have a strong.
I don't
feeling
think they will. It's not bad, but it's not great.
No, well, nothing's ever great anymore.
Yeah.
You're not going to get.
Well, because a lot of things have been done. It's fine to rehash
See,
things, but
here's the other thing. You got to look through it through 2 different glasses because we've been looking at it as people who have been watching wrestling for 30 years.
yeah.
We're never going to be 100% pleased. You're never
Because you're always going to say they could have done this
yes,
instead.
there's always going to be that. Oh, I would have done this. It doesn't matter whether you love what's going on TV or not. It's always that was good, but let me help you out here. You know, there's always going to be that. So I don't mind what they're doing with it. There's weak links in the chain, obviously. But also we got getting back to WrestleMania, Ryback, Mark Henry. I'm completely in favor of this.
Honestly, you know, it's not the marquee match, but it's a money match.
It's a fun match.
And it's exactly because you haven't seen that unstoppable force meets the immovable object match in a long time.
And it's
I mean, it's the Goliath versus Goliath.
yeah,
Right.
You want to see that. You want to see the towers, you know, go at it.
Right.
And because their strength is unmatchable.
And
you know,
it's funny because I hadn't thought of that because of course Ryback was in everybody's forefront that he was just going to be in with the Shield match.
Yeah.
So you never even thought of it. And then I remember I was actually watching with Denise when it happened. The first time they walked past
crossed
each other,
paths.
and I went, "Holy shit, that would be so fun at Mania!"
You know, and it's
just the two of them just one-upping each other with power moves.
And it's funny because, you know, for all the shit that people gave Ryback, it's starting to grow on me now. And I think it's because they're not doing the Goldberg thing.
They're not overdoing it.
Where he's just running through everyone,
Right,
and you know, now he's the champion, and then what, we're gonna get Kevin Nash out of retirement to hit him with a cattle prod again or something.
You got to.
You know what I mean? It's like there's a certain thing about that character that it's like it's fun to watch him destroy 3MB.
Hilarious, by the way, that double thing.
But
by the way, did Drew McIntyre die in the middle of that match?
I think so.
Probably.
He disappeared halfway through the match, and I'm like, oh, that's probably because they couldn't get 3 of them up there. So let's just murder him on the side of the ring.
He's getting better in the ring, I think.
Yeah.
And you know, and I like the fact that yes, he's unstoppable force, but they don't have the whole Super Cena thing. They don't have the fucking He-Man of Cena.
He's beatable.
He's beatable, and it humanizes the character.
Kind of what Paul was talking about was they're real characters. Like the guys he's with, Brock and Punk, that's who they are.
Right. It's what you see is what you get.
They need to get back to the more realistic characters and their more realistic storylines where it's like you know it's television, but at least it's a believable story.
Yeah.
You know, they use real elements. Like the shit with, like I said, I mean that it wasn't this past Monday, but the week before with the contract signing. That was the best thing I've seen in a while with Paul and Triple H and just selling it.
Well,
that's what it is selling it. And then when Brock came out and he smashed the shit out of that thing.
Because you thought it looked as though he's really fucking pissed off. And I'm sure to an extent he was. You know?
Even if he wasn't pissed off, really pissed off, I
believed it.
Will do.
All right, so quick rundown though. Predictions for the 3 main events.
All right. Cena.
You got Cena?
Going with Cena.
Cena.
Yourself?
Cena.
Swagger. With a
We're calling that a main event?
It's a title. I'm just reading.
Oh, you're just reading down. Okay.
They got them listed 1 through 9. And
okay. So you got Swagger on that?
I got Swagger and a 60% chance of a Ziggler cash-in.
Okay.
Not a full 100, but 60%.
What do you got, Andrew?
I'm going to go with Del Rio with a 0% chance of a Billy Gunn appearance.
I'm going to go with a Del Rio no cash in.
Del Rio no cash in.
Del Rio no cash.
All right. This is tough because it could really go either way, but I'm thinking Undertaker.
Yeah, Taker.
Taker.
Let's see. 6-man tag: Shield versus Sheamus, Randy Orton, Big Show.
Shield.
Billy Shield.
Yep.
I gotta go with Shield with a Big Show heel turn.
I say Randy Orton heel turn.
No, see, I'm not going with that because I think they're gonna try to set up a Rollins Orton feud down the road. I think they would work good together.
Okay.
At least that's what Mike the Booker would say. Yeah, I gotta go with Shield. I don't think they can let them lose yet.
No.
They gotta stay they gotta stay overly dominant.
It's too good. It's too good right now.
They gotta keep that run. And definitely somebody's gonna, it's I don't know if it's gonna be a full heel turn or if it's just gonna be we're not getting along type of thing between Orton and Sheamus and Big Show. It just I don't know. Mark Henry Ryback, Christ, I don't even care as long as they beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, that'll be a good.
It'll
match.
be Ryback though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'll take your word on it.
All right.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Or third?
Whatever. I'm no math magician here.
I told me there would be no math. Team Hell No, Ziggler, Biggie Langston.
Hell no.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going the opposite. I'm going
All right.
Ziggler and
Big
Big
Cups.
Mama Jamma.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. Yeah, that's very good.
Fuck it, I'll go with Team Hell No.
Oh, look at that. Split decision. Triple H, Brock Lesnar. Billy.
Triple H.
Brock.
Really? Yeah, I'm going Brock. I'm going Brock, and like Paul said,
I hope so.
first
I
ballot
really
Hall
hope,
of Famer.
I really hope so, and I think this would be a great way for him to go out, like Paul said.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it.
No.
He's already lost. He's already lost to Brock once. He's got to get his heat back, quote unquote.
Yeah. But but if Triple H wins, they have to continue the storyline.
Right, and that's why I think they would. You have the Payback pay-per-view.
Fandango, Chris Jericho.
Fandango.
I want to say Jericho, but it's going to be Fandango. Dodge the Rango.
Last one they have booked is Wade Barrett and The Miz.
The Miz.
Miz.
He's got to go over, I think. Andrew, any final thoughts?
No, I got nothing.
You don't even want to plug your show as a final thought? Come on, jump in there. Sell, babe, sell.
I got nothing.
He's very tired today.
It's been a long day, isn't it? It's still
I'm just kidding.
morning.
You guys can listen to STS Radio on Spreaker.com. Me and my buddy Bruce Gates.
And you got a new Facebook page and a Twitter page.
Yeah!
There's the big
So
plug.
like that stuff, and
Are they both just STS Radio, or are there hyphens and hash marks in there?
Facebook is STS_radio, I believe, and then on Twitter it's at STS_radio.
Okay.
excellent?
There you
And
go.
of course, you can email the show at STS_radio@yahoo.com.
Well,
There
we
you go.
don't even have an email.
Well, we still are barely getting likes on our Facebook page.
Yeah, I know.
But if you want to like us, it's facebook.com/Mike and Billy Show. Of course, on Twitter, you can hit us up at Mike and Billy. And
Just for an instance, by the way, just
Yeah.
to throw it back in there. Also follow our good friend now, Paul Heyman.
Yes.
At Heyman Hustle.
at Heyman Hustle. Very
Twitter.
huge thank you to Paul Heyman for coming on the Mike and Billy Show to promote WrestleMania 29 live on pay-per-view Sunday, April 7th. Apparently, we don't have to call cable providers. We just got to hit a button now on the remote.
You just hit that order button, baby.
Just hit that order button. And of course, thank you for listening to the Mike and Billy Show once again for episode 19.
Episode 19.
All right. Is there anything else I'm missing?
Yeah, you're missing the time to just say stop recording.
Oh, is that it? Well, cut.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
See you, baby.